when did you do your hair transplant? It was in January, right? This year?
That's correct. Yeah, it's a 23rd of January. So
23rd of
just before all this Corona thing started. So I was pretty
Yeah.
lucky actually. Telling my friends
Yeah, just
I got it in a good time because I wouldn't be allowed to go to India now, because like the borders are closed and everything. So
uh,
I was like, I would
just
have left it
yeah,
so
just
late.
just before the lockdown.
Yeah, just before the lockdown. So it was pretty lucky.
Hello friends, so here I am again with another session with one of our hair transplant patients. So today we'll be joined by Mr. Sanjeet Singh. He's based out of Australia, Brisbane, and he got his hair transplant with us in last week of January. So we have completed around 5.5 months. So he'll soon join us, and he'll share his experience. We have done this kind of session in the past, once with Vinay Sharma after around 4 years or 3.5 years of his hair transplant, one with Mr. Farhan Yusuf, which was around 2 years of hair transplant. So both of these patients had matured. So this time we thought that we'll invite a patient who is at he's still in his journey, and he will share his experience, the problems that he faced, and how he's taking care of his hair, and how he feels overall. And it will be good for people to know, because he's still not completed his full hair transplant journey yet. He's somewhere in the midway, so it will be good for us to know the things that he feel. All right, so I'm sure most of the viewers, they know what is hair transplant. Some of you have already got a hair transplant done. So basically, a hair transplant is a surgical hair restoration wherein hair roots are taken from the permanent zone, which are the back of the scalp, sometimes the beard, and they are strategically planted on the bald areas, and slowly these hair grow and they cover the baldness very well. Hair transplant per se as a science is a pretty successful science, safe, result oriented, but again it has to be done properly to get a satisfying result. So the format of this session will be that Mr. Sanjeet Singh will be sharing his experience, what made his, why he chose to get a hair transplant done, uh, what exactly the problems that he was facing so far hair loss is concerned, any medical hair treatment that he took, how he took care of his hair after the hair transplant, what problems he faced, like pain, swelling, or any other kind of problems, practical problems in terms of hairstyle, etc. Also, we'll be discussing the technicalities. You are free to ask me questions anytime you want. Any particular questions that you want to ask me, feel free to type in, and I'll answer each and every question. You may want questions from Mr. Sanjeet Singh, again, from a patient's perspective, what he felt about the entire process. So he'll be answering those questions, and that will be format. It will be informal, non-scripted actually, and impromptu really.
Okay. So hi Sanjeet, how are you?
Good. How are you, Dr. Grong?
I'm very good. So I'll introduce the people who are in live today. I'm Dr. Gaurang Krishna, a hair transplant surgeon at Medlinks, New Delhi, and Mr. Sanjeet Singh, hair transplant. I'll not call him veteran yet because he's at the halfway stage, but somebody who has undergone the knife and has a first-hand experience of what hair transplant, etc. feels like. So the stage is up to you, Sanjeet. Just tell us what made you choose hair transplant, what made you explore the idea of hair transplant, and what was the entire journey till now?
First of all, hello everyone, and I hope everyone's safe and in this difficult situation. What made me choose? Like for past 3 or 4 years, I've been thinking about it because I was like started to recede, and because of all my dandruff issues, like it was like my hair was falling out. So I was thinking about it and just never made a decision. And then I thought, I was going to see my parents in India this year, so I thought that why not I just go get a hair transplant. If I keep thinking about it, I will never get it done. So I was like, why not just get it done this time and see how we go. And the results been really great. I'm really happy with it. It's been 5.5 months. I've been told that it takes about a year to get the full results, but you can already see that the results been satisfactory at the moment.
Yeah, you're going at a pretty fast rate because probably you didn't shed much. That's how the roots are handled at our clinic. That the shedding phase that people have after the hair transplant is much lesser than standard, and that is why probably you're.
Yeah, well, I was told when I went to Medlinks the first time, I was told that you'll go through perfect eye technique, and then you'll shed less, and that's what happened actually. I didn't shed a lot. Like I still had. I've got pictures of like after 2 months, 3 months, and I didn't even shed a lot. Like I still had hair. So that's probably why my growth's been really good.
Yeah, because normally at this point of time, 5.5 months, we expect growth to start. It becomes decent, but not a nice puff that you have already.
Yeah. No, I'm actually surprised. Like, I was thinking more of like 7 or 8 months I'll see something like this. But yeah, I've been getting compliments, and I've been told because I had friends who got a hair transplant done before, and they didn't get that result. So they're like, yeah, you got really good result. 5 to 6 months. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. How many grafts did we do for you, Sanjeet?
3,000 grafts.
3,000 grafts. Yeah. So you were at roughly grade 3 male pattern hair loss, and the front 4 fingers about was done.
Yes. So I think, like I said, it was receding from the front, but then it started to recede from the back because I left it too late. If I would have got a hair transplant done 3 months ago, I would have been in a grade 2. But 3 years, sorry, been in grade 2. But then I was in grade 3, and you recommended to get that one done as well, which was really good.
Okay. Any particular care that you have been doing? Because again, because you are getting such a nice and such a fast result, our viewers would like to know anything special that you have been doing to take care of your hair.
I've been just looking after myself, as in just following a good diet. Just because I have dandruff, or you can say psoriasis in my scalp, I've been using a special shampoo. It's called Ionel, and I've been using that for years, and it works. And yeah, nothing more than that. I've been using minoxidil. That's about it. And just taking biotin tablets once a day.
Okay. And are you taking finasteride or any other DHT blocker? No finasteride?
No. Yeah, I've stopped taking those. I took for first 2 weeks, and then I just stopped taking those. Just thought I'll try, and then I was getting rid of finasteride.
Though we recommend taking finasteride because you still have a lot of hair to save, but it may have problems, and many of patients do decide that they are not going to take it. But even if your diet is okay, like you have been doing, and you have a pretty active lifestyle, and you are using minoxidil pretty regularly, so that would also help a lot.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I'll see how, after the first year, I'll see how it goes, and then then I'll probably make my decision. Not that I had any side effects from finasteride, but I was just it was more mentally. I think I was not ready to do it, so I just chose not to.
50% of patients decide not to take finasteride for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So again, Satya asks you that any particular reason that you stopped finasteride for? Did you face any side effects with it?
No, I didn't face any side effects. It was just I was just getting good results with minoxidil, and it's just my personal decision. Like I don't know if it works for other people, but it was the minoxidil biotin tablets was working for me. So I just chose to, and like really good diet, active lifestyle, like Dr. Grant said. That was the only thing that was working for me, so I thought I'll just stick with that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because if something which is topical and safe, that's working pretty well for you, then why to take a extra pill?
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I just didn't want to keep taking tablets. Because I don't know. It's just it's just a mental thing, not like I didn't have any side effects from it. So yeah.
And Nabil asked you, when did you do your hair transplant? It was in January, right? This year?
That's correct, yeah. It's 23rd of January. So
23rd.
just before all this corona thing started. So I was pretty lucky, actually, telling my friends. Like, I got it in a good time because I wouldn't be allowed to go to India now. Because like the borders are closed and everything. So I was like, I would have left it
just before the lockdown.
Yeah, just before the lockdown. So it was pretty lucky.
Correct. That's nice. Okay, so we did around 3,000 grafts. That was another question that was coming in. So 3,000 grafts.
Yeah, so 3,000 grafts. So just from here, the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, like
question.
I had a haircut once, like it was longer than this, but I just had a haircut a little bit. So that because it's getting really.
So regarding the haircut, any particular style? I mean, any particular advice that you gave to your hairdresser, or did you do it yourself? The trimming and all.
The only advice I gave him, well, at the starting stage, I didn't go to the hairdresser. All I was doing, I wasn't touching the top bit. I was only like trimming the side and the back. The only advice I gave him is not to cut short from really short from the back. Of course, because it shows a bit of like not the scar, but like the hair that you took out.
The patch.
The patch. So I just told him not to cut that short. And he it was short, but you can't even notice the patch. So would
it be possible for us to see the donor area, because we can see the front? Is it possible?
I'll just move the camera. Can you just let me know if you can see?
Yeah, correct.
I'll just pull
so nothing much is visible. The length that you have kept, there's no patches, nothing. It's very difficult to point out that a transplant has been done.
Yeah, that's correct. So even when it was shorter than this. Like I got the hair cut like 3 weeks ago, and my hair grows really quickly. So it was shorter than this. So and even then I couldn't even see the hair patch at the back, and no one could know that I've actually got a hair transplant done.
That's nice. And tell me something about how you felt on the surgery day. Were you nervous, anxious? How much pain? The discomforts that you must be having, some discomfort during the procedure, the next 3-4 days, and how you took care. How you slept, because we advise sleeping on the back, absolutely straight. How did you manage?
To be honest, I was really nervous, like everyone else. Like it was my first it was my first surgery, so I was really nervous about this. Like I've been thinking about was stopping me. It was the surgery part, because I just can't stand blood and stuff. But but it was a simple surgery. I was awake the whole time, and I remember it went for 6 hours from what I know. And I didn't feel any pain. Like after the local anesthesia kicks in, I just didn't feel any pain. There is a bit of a discomfort after the surgery, just because you have to sleep on your back, because you have to be careful to hold your head. and damage the grafts. But like I had all the instructions from you guys, so I just followed the instructions, to be honest. And even like after the first wash and after 9 days, I was just following the instructions, so it really helped me.
Correct. Yeah, you took good care of your hair, and that's why we're seeing a good output. Tell me, Sanjeev, did you swell up? Many of our patients do swell up on the forehead and on the sides of the eyes. Did you swell up?
Just for a couple of days. Like it wasn't really bad. Like it was just I think it was just my forehead. I think there was a tape on my forehead, and it was just swelled up a little bit. But once the bandage was off, I did have the little bit of swelling just here, but no, I didn't have any swelling. Like it was normal after 4th or 5th day.
4-5 days. That's pretty standard. And any discomfort on the donor area? Like many of the patients do have a discomfort on the donor area in the 2nd week. So particularly when they are sleeping.
Yeah, the only discomfort is just you probably don't fall asleep by just sleeping on your back. Like when you actually apply medicine at the back, you could feel it, but it's not. It will sting you a little bit, but not a lot. Like it's not that painful. It's just like something you get like when you play sport, you get a scratch or something, and then you just put a medicine on, and that's about it. Yeah, it's not that painful.
So by and large, post-operative, we were lucky. The discomfort was not. It's pretty much manageable. The discomfort and all.
Yeah. It was manageable. I think it would be good because my parents live in Chandigarh, and so I traveled to Delhi. There are like heaps of hair transplant places in Chandigarh, but I didn't want to get it done there, so I traveled to Delhi and I stayed in a hotel. If I was in my house, I think I would be more comfortable. You know what I mean? But I was just in a hotel. That's the only reason I was a little bit just uncomfortable, but not like because of hair transplant.
Okay. And did you bring any friend of yours? Like you were all alone, like during those 4-5 days that you were in Delhi?
My mother was with me for all 5 days.
Yes.
But I wanted to come alone because I didn't want her to panic. I just didn't want her to stress about it. But she wanted to come because she wanted to take care of me, and you know how Indian mothers are.
Of course.
So yeah, she just came with me. But if I was by myself, like I would have made it as well. Like
pretty simple.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. Like I couldn't travel much. I couldn't go out much. That's the only thing. I would advise everyone as well. So if you can avoid going out in dust or something, if you are going out, just cover your head because first 5 days are sensitive.
Yes, exactly. And what about your parents? Like, did they want you to get this surgery done? And now that you have got it done, what is their feedback?
Before I got it done, they didn't even know what hair transplant is because they never researched it because I belong to a Sikh family. My dad don't. Yeah, I'm the only one who cut hair in my family. They didn't even know what hair transplant was, and they didn't even know that's possible. But now looking at when they look at me, they're just like, "Oh yeah, you're a different person now. You look completely different what you used to like a few years ago." So yeah, which is good. Which is good.
Yeah. Now, if parents are happy, because parents are very skeptical when it comes to surgery on the head, particularly, and so when parents are happy, it means a lot.
They're happy about it. They think that the results are really good, and even like all my friends here, all my housemates, they think that the results are good, and everyone's just asking me, where'd you get it done? Like, we want to get it done. I was like, I can suggest you a really good place where I got it done. So yeah, and it's good feeling.
Good. Yeah, that's nice. So we have a question from Satya that can we pick hair from the temporal areas? Well, yes. Normally, Satya, we don't want to go, beyond ear. We want to stay behind the ears because then it may be a bit visible. But in case we need 100 or 200 grafts more, and the temporal area, which is not this, but somewhere here, if the temporal area has good hair, then we do take some hair from here as well. This area is a bit tight. This area has less of a blood supply, so and a tighter skin. So we don't want to be over aggressive, when we extract hair from this part, the temporal part. But yes, some hair with the extraction is dispersed far apart, then this temporal hair can also be taken out. Another question is, short hair is a limitation post-transplant? Well, yes. So, you may have heard of that, and I'm sure, Sanjeev, that we may have told you this, that FUE or perfect eye is not a scarless procedure. Whenever the skin is cut, there is some scar. There has to be a scar. But of course, because that scar is very small, it's hardly visible. But the area, that hair that we take out, that never grows back. So along that patch where the extraction is done, there is a 25 to 30% reduction in density. So keeping very short hair, which means a buzz cut or a 0 number trim, is difficult. It's not like too much visible, but yes, to a critical eye, a person may able to, a person will be able to judge that something has been done. So we recommend that keep at least number 2 guard or longer hair. What Sanjeet has kept, that's ideal. Longer than that is fine, but lengthwise, I think, Sanjeet, what you have kept is the best. It looks neat also, and it covers any kind of a patch also pretty effective.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, like number 2, that's what I will recommend. That's why I get it to my doctor, just on my sides and the back. But like, I like to have longer hair on the top. So yeah,
right. Our viewers also want to see your older picture, that before hair transplant. So if you allow, can we post it? Like after we have done with the session, can we post it in the comment section?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay. So Kashish and Jivesh, once we are done with this session, we'll post Sanjeet's hair transplant pictures, that your scalp before your hair transplant. So we have those pictures in the records. So we'll post it, and you guys can have a look.
Oh yeah, I'll probably have a look as well. Is it possible if you can send it to me as well? Because I don't have like the picture of it.
Yeah, I have all the pictures, everything, front, sides, back, donor. Probably I have your post hair transplant pictures also, like immediately after hair transplant. So I'll send you across all the pictures, and these are good memories. You can just file them and have them at place, because that is not gonna come back. That look is never gonna come back.
Yeah, no, my parents were asking me. I always want to compare, like how you used to look, and like I've got all the pictures of mine, but I don't have the pictures when you took it on that particular day, because I changed my phone and the pictures are all gone and all that stuff.
I'll send them to you, and these will be nice memories. Okay,
great. Thanks.
So,
thanks,
so again, a technical question is here that Satya has been prescribed dutasteride. See, it is a prescription medicine, and it is not FDA approved for male pattern hair loss, but it is used in people who are not responding to finasteride. We call it off-label use, and I would like you to discuss the side effects with your prescribing doctor. Usually sexual weakness and loss of libido, these are the side effects of finasteride and dutasteride both. So you need to discuss it, and you have to be vigilant. But it's a commonly prescribed medicine now, and though it is not FDA approved for male pattern hair loss, but that does not mean that it is not prescribed. It is called off-label use. So it is commonly used dutasteride now. Yeah. So Sanjeet, there is a question for you. That are you using minoxidil on the transplanted hair? So we know that you are using minoxidil, but tell us, are you using on the front also, or just on the non-transplanted area?
So at the start, I was using minoxidil on the non-transplanted areas, just at the back where the hair. But then now I just recently started using it at the front as well, because now it
Yes.
has grown. It was only like before it was just a really thin hair, so I just thought I'll just don't play much with it. So now like I've got like more thicker hair, so I'll just use minoxidil on my transplanted area as well.
Yes, and this is the right thing to do. Though mostly transplanted hair would not need minoxidil support, but it is always, now that you're using anyway, so it is better to use in the transplanted area also, because what I say, it acts as a fertilizer. It improves the blood flow, so it gives better nutrition to the grafted hair, the transplanted hair as well. And minoxidil per se also gives you small baby hair. So that would, once you have used for 6 to 7 months, it will also add on to the overall look. So that now that you're using on the non-transplanted area, so we recommend our patients to use the transplanted area also. There's no harm in doing it.
So that's good to know for me as well.
Yeah. So you're doing right. Just keep on using it. It's just that minoxidil is a long-term medicine. It's effective, very effective, but till the time you're doing it. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this question is probably for you, Sanjeet, that Vikip's parents are not agreeing for a hair transplant. Then what would you suggest? Is it recommended that you do without telling them? Is it possible to do? I'll just answer one part of it. See, personally, I feel that you always take your parents into confidence and don't do a surgical procedure without their consent. It might make them really unhappy, and it's very difficult to hide a hair transplant. What do you think, Sanjeet? It's quite difficult to hide that you have got a transplant done.
Yeah, I agree. You just have to, you have to tell your parents about it. I don't recommend not telling your parents about it. Like it is a big thing in your life, and I think if you tell the facts to your parents, they'll probably understand, because like my parents, they didn't know about hair transplant before I went to this procedure. I had to tell them like I've done a lot of research and it's not dangerous. It's only like it's a surgery, but it's not that what you think.
Right.
So I think I would probably advise you to just tell them more facts about it, and they'll probably understand like how it's important for you, because it has changed my life, or it has changed a lot of lives as well. You get more confidence. So yeah, just to make sure you tell your parents more facts about it, and they'll understand.
Yeah, it's always good to take them into confidence. And now there is so much there is so much information there on the internet about hair transplant. There are so many videos for people to see and understand. So that really helps.
Yeah, and also add like just do your research. If you're doing it from a good clinic like Medlinks, you're perfectly fine. Just do your research before you actually go in and do your hair transplant.
Correct. Okay. So Mr. Vora asked that you can't hide it initially, but eventually people can't tell. What has been your experience, Sanjeet? Like your friends, your social circle, did they get to know that you have got a transplant done, or how was it?
People who I've told that I'm getting hair transplant done, they know, but they also told me that they can't tell. It looks really natural, so they can't even tell that I've got a hair transplant done. And people who I haven't told that I was transplant done, when they see me, they don't even say anything. They just say, they do say you look good, you look different, but they can't tell that I've got a hair transplant done.
Yeah,
because
difficult to make out that something has been artificially done.
Yeah, because like I said, I did had hair, but it was just too thin and it was receding. So that's why I think people who don't know that I've got a hair transplant done, they just think that I've done something to my hair, like my hairstyle or something. That's probably why it's like it looks so different and good.
Okay. Sanjeet, what do you think? The texture what do you think about the texture of the transplanted hair? Because they are thicker than the natural hair which are present over that area, and sometimes they are a bit rough and a bit curly also. What is your experience about the texture of the transplanted hair?
Well, yeah, like if you can see, like it's really like it's good, like it's thick, and I do have curly hairs, like not just at the front, like at the back as well. Like my hair gets really curly, so that's just my genes, I guess, and but like the texture's been really good until now. So I'm hoping to like I don't use anything extra to make it like straight, but it's just naturally curly, and yeah, like you could see like it's thick, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, it's just
Yes, but yeah. So in your case it's pretty good, but yeah, sometimes people do have a bit of thicker hair because it's the back hair. It's not as thin as the natural front hair. So sometimes people do feel that the texture is a bit rough and a bit curly. So yeah, Jitendra, to answer your question, sometimes people do feel that it has a rough texture to it because these are thick hair. Okay. So we'll take. So we have already done around 30 minutes. So we'll end it now quickly. Just couple of questions. I think okay. So is it fine that I don't use any minoxidil because you didn't have a good experience? Well, Ashit, it is one of the recommended hair loss medication. The practical side effects are itching, dandruff, and some people really don't like using minoxidil. So people who are taking finasteride, it's okay to stop. People who are not taking finasteride, we strongly recommend that you at least use minoxidil, not for your transplanted hair, but for your existing hair, because your existing hair are not saved by a hair transplant. They are saved by medication, and minoxidil is an important medication. So you can talk to your doctor. If you are having itching, dandruff, instead of lotion form, you can shift to foam forms. That may help a bit. And for how long do you need to take finasteride or dutasteride before transplant? Is not necessary, but again, think of it as a mutually exclusive thing. Transplant or no transplant, finasteride is something that you can seriously consider, if you have hair loss, and transplant is something that is done only for the hair or the area that you could not save. Otherwise, if you have a lot of hair to save, then you don't need a hair transplant, you just need medication. All right, so thank you so much, Sanjeet. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining us and sharing your experience about hair transplant, because it is like really a valuable information. Because it is one thing for a doctor to say, I have seen a lot of patients, I've done a lot of patients, but I have not undergone a hair transplant. So I don't know that first-hand feeling. So thank you so much for sharing it with us and the tips about the good healthy lifestyle and the diet that you have been following. And I'm really happy to see the outcome in your case. And it's very good.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, like it was a good session. Yeah, it was a good experience, like to know from your side as well. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'll send you your pictures. I'll ping you. I'll on a private chat. I'll send you those pictures that we took on the day of your transplant, and one of the pictures I'll put here on the social platform as well.
No worries. Awesome.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sanjeet. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye. Okay, so the last question of Kshitij, that using derma roller by your own, is it safe? It is totally safe. You just need to know the correct way of using the derma roller, and it is pretty safe to use. Just sterilize it or cleanse it properly after every use, and replace. If you're using twice or thrice in a week, replace it after, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks, because the needles, they get blunt. So till the time you're taking good care of the hygiene, I don't think that using derma roller on your own has any problem. So you can use it at home. So thank you so much, guys. Special thanks to Mr. Sanjeet for taking out time, and thank you so much to all of you for joining us for this session. And I hope that we can continue with this series of rendezvous with our previous hair transplant patients and learn from them on how to achieve the best out of your hair transplant, because it's a financial and it's an emotional investment. And so that is why we should know everything possible that takes us to the to the optimal result. So thank you so much. And if I've left anything unanswered, I'll answer it later. I'll post Sanjeet's pre-surgery photographs for all of you to have a look, and we will try to have more of such sessions in the future. Thank you so much.